Hello crows and happy new year. Today we're talking about the mystery projects that I have my eye on, and so should you, for 2026. And we're also going to have a little quick chat about some fantastic updates about the YouTube channel. TLDR, here is the list of all the topics we're going to cover in our video today. There's timestamps down in the description if you'd like to skip ahead. If nothing here tickles your fancy, then thank you for coming this far, and please have a pleasant day. Alright, number 1, Larian Studios. Larian has been hella busy, and with their new project Divinity being announced, we now have a good idea why. However, Divinity is not the only project they are working on. Divinity is one of 2 projects, and the second is still not revealed. And there's no telling what this mystery project could be. Larian has been growing in size ever since Baldur's Gate 3 launched, and gee, I wonder why. But they've even gone as far as setting up a new studio in Guildford, England. A studio that is entirely dedicated, or at the very least mostly dedicated, to the development process of storytelling. And as a bit of a storyteller myself, I've got my eye on that one. There is some speculation that this could be an entirely new IP. Larian is one of the few studios that could get away with the gamble of trying to create a entirely new AAA franchise without having to worry about any kind of overbearing corpo shenanigans. Whatever the second project is, it is bound to be a great showcase of Larian's storytelling ability. Number 2, Republic Games. I've had my eye on these bastards for a while. Whatever they're working on, they're making sure to keep it so tight under wraps it's cutting off blood circulation. What we do know about this mystery project is that it aims to strive for the golden era of RPGs. It will feature a true dark fantasy setting and aims to have choices and consequences and companions and character creation, so I'm all in for it. We also know that they are being funded by Krafton, the publisher of PUBG and many other games. And we know that this is a new studio of roughly little over a year and a half now, in terms of age. This mystery project, whatever it is, will be their first game. There's roughly a handful of people working on it, 2 of which we know. One of the founders of the studio, Adam Williams, who worked for about 10 years for Quantic Dream's Detroit Become Human and the upcoming Star Wars Eclipse game. He has a lot of experience with narrative branching and design. The second person we know working on this project is Chris Avalone, a very experienced and notable narrative designer and RPG designer. There's been little clues here and there, but most of it is speculative. But that aside, I think that they might be gearing themselves up for a project announcement sometime this year. They likely have a few more years to go, but I suspect they might be getting to the point where they want to grow their team a little. A project announcement is not only a great way of revealing your project and introducing yourself to the world, but it also tells game developers around the world that there is a studio that's ready to hire. There's also a hint that the studio is rubbing elbows with an advertising service named Manifest Group. I'd give it a 50-50, if not this year, then next year most likely. Number 3, Obsidian Entertainment. Industry veteran Tim Cain has started working full-time at Obsidian Entertainment for a mystery project. A project he says that we shouldn't even bother guessing about. Tim Cain has worked on numerous RPG projects with Obsidian, and to see him go full-time with them is not very surprising. Mr. Cain has at least been consulting on the Outer Worlds and Avowed since their franchises began. As to what project he's talking about, it's a little tricky to divine what he means. Obsidian has made a few interesting pivots since their release of the Outer Worlds 2. If the rumors I'm hearing are true, then it sounds like Obsidian is working on a sequel to Avowed, but not planning to do a sequel for the Outer Worlds 2. If that's true, I can't fault them. Games take a long time to make, and they have many more ideas to explore, I wager. Why not leave a franchise on a good note? However, what's more likely is that whatever this mystery project being worked on by Tim Cain is, it has most likely taken the Outer Worlds 3's spot. In the order of development, you could say. Cain and Obsidian are most known for their RPGs, so that would be the easy guess. However, given Tim Cain's comments, maybe it could be anything. After Quantic Dream's arena game, I'm not sure what to think anymore. Number 4, Embracer Group. Last year, a rumor started floating around that a Lord of the Rings game was in the works. But not just any kind of Lord of the Rings game. This mystery project is being designed to supposedly compete with Hogwarts Legacy, a AAA action RPG where you create your own character and fulfill your dream of having your own adventures in new and fan-loved locations. Hogwarts Legacy was a 40 million copies sold billion-dollar success. Any attempt to compete with that would imply that their project is similar to Hogwarts Legacy, but aims to be better. I believe the rumor is true, despite some inconsistencies. Embracer bought Middle-earth Enterprises for $400 million, and they released 5 games over the last 5 years, and each of them have had their shortcomings, a few being outright fails altogether. What we do know is that an investor has invested $100 million into an unconfirmed studio that has partnered with Embracer to create something. We also know that Embracer has ran through all 5 of its planned Lord of the Rings games. The new Amazon Lord of the Rings MMO that was cancelled was the last one, and since then it's been dead silent. So Embracer has no confirmed Lord of the Rings projects, but they're sitting on the Lord of the Rings license and has a mystery project in the works with $100 million already invested. So yeah, the rumor is probably true. At least I'm betting all my cup noodles that this is true. They spent $400 million just to obtain the Middle-earth Enterprises, and there's no telling how many more millions they have spent trying to develop these games. When the Amazon MMO fell through, it's not like all that money just magically materialized back into their bank account. And now they're $100 million even further in debt trying to work on this project. So yeah, I think the rumor is true. Will we see it this year? Maybe. I give it another 50-50. I don't think we'll see any gameplay, but who knows? Maybe. Number 5, Avalanche Software. Ever since Netflix bought Warner Bros., I've been watching Avalanche Software like a hawk, or like a crow, I guess. Anyway, Avalanche is working on 2 games. 2 games. Not 1 game, 2 games. Apparently there's some confusion about that. The first being the billionaire single-player game Hogwarts Legacy, and a second, totally separate from the first project, is a multiplayer online RPG. It's greatly suspected that this game will be set in the Wizarding World also, a belief that Avalanche and Warner Bros. Has allowed us to spread throughout the community like wildfire. So I believe this game is set in the Wizarding World also. Many people, including myself, believe this is an MMO, but I have noticed the vernacular surrounding the project has made a point of saying multiplayer RPG rather than MMORPG, which opens up a lot of other options to speculate. The leadership team of this project has just been collected, and many of whom have experience with Bungie and Destiny and Fortnite even, which is interesting. There have been a few attempts in the past to try and bring the Wizarding World into the multiplayer arena. With Avalanche leading this project and the kind of experience it has to tackle the challenge, I'm very interested in seeing how they accomplish this, and if the project not only releases well, but also stands the test of time. Will we see it this year? No, I doubt it. I'd be extremely surprised if we do. I think we could see Hogwarts Legacy 2 revealed this year, but this other mystery game, MMO or not, is probably still years away. Still worth keeping an eye out for, just in case something pops up, but I would not expect playing it anytime soon. Number 6, Critical Role. Ad Hoc Studios released Dispatch to great critical acclaim. Why it didn't have a greater presence at the Game Awards, I will never know. But hey, what's done is done. It is what it is. Although they are debating on doing a Season 2 of Dispatch, and although we could get a Season 2 down the road, we have now reached a point where the full partnership between Ad Hoc and Critical Role is locked in. Whatever video game they want to make is likely the next thing on the production line, with or without Dispatch Season 2. What kind of game the Critical Role game is going to be? We don't know. I have not found any clues to lead me in any confident direction whatsoever. We could be looking at something like Dispatch because Ad Hoc is now considered Telltale Games 2.0, which I would greatly enjoy. It could also be something more like Dragon Age, as numerous cast members of Critical Role are also fans of that franchise. But to be fair, they are fans of many games, not just Dragon Age. What we do know is that the game will be set in Exandria. Will we see it revealed this year? I'm going to say yes. A solid 80% revealed teaser territory for sure. The second half of the last year, talk about this mystery game has been ramping up and leading to the partnership with Ad Hoc Studio. I'm not expecting anything major, but I think getting an actual baseline, concrete description of what this game is actually going to be could be very possible. Last but not least, Baldur's Gate 4. I have my eye on this one purely out of morbid curiosity. Hasbro is actively looking for a studio to continue the momentum that Baldur's Gate 3 started, and good luck to whichever studio is brave or foolish enough to attempt that challenge. Not only will the studio have to deal with the enormous expectation that was set by its predecessor, but the studio will also have to partner up with a publisher that's had some concerning controversy over the last few years. I don't anticipate seeing this game for many years. I also don't see any studio that be willing to do this game that will be capable of committing themselves to a standard while also being secure enough to safeguard themselves from any kind of corpo nonsense that Hasbro might try to pull. I've got my eye open for it, but I really don't expect to see anything for a long time. I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you so much for watching. Memberships for the channel are now live. We finally made it to memberships, I can't believe it. You get almost everything at the basic tier. The higher tiers are purely additional ways to support the support crew. If memberships are not your thing, I always appreciate a like. And be sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing what my investigations turn up about these games in the future. We're going to have a fun year all around though. We're going to have 30 vids, news vids, I'm going to be ramping up the hype for Exodus and the Expanse Osiris Reborn. My crow ass is going to be moving 2,000 miles away to Salt Lake City. That's going to be fun. And once I'm moved out, I'll be looking to get back into live streams again, which I'm sure will definitely be an adventure. For the most part, I'll probably be talking about what I'm learning in game design, which will be fun. And of course, we'll always be talking about single-player RPGs with character creation, companions, and choices with consequences. Until all of that though, as always, be safe, be well, be kind, and Happy New Year. Millions. Mr. Kane has at least been in. At least I'm betting all my Roman noodles. I'm betting all my Roman noodles. We're going to have fun year around all though. We're going to have fun all around year. We're going to have a fun year all around though.